Hi, how are you? Are you doing okay? Welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen me before, I'm Rachel. And if you've never seen me before, make sure to give that subscribe button a good old thump for me so you can get more videos when I make them. So today I want to talk to you about something called reader magnets. Now you might have heard of these known as reader magnets, lead magnets, list builders or lost leaders. They have so many other names, but I'm going to refer to them as reader magnets, and I want to talk to you about them and using them to build your reader base. So if you don't know what a reader magnet is, basically it is a product, usually a short story, that you give away to get potential readers to give you their email addresses. And the reason you do this is a whole other video about newsletters and email addresses, but in simple terms, an email address is something that you control, you have. It's a way of reaching all of your readers. So you might tell me that you've got Facebook, Twitter, TikTok and all that, and that you can reach your readers that way, and that's fantastic. But what if tomorrow you log on to Facebook and it's been sold and it's shut down? That's it, that's all your readers gone. I mean, I know it's not going to happen, but what if your account got banned? You know, people out there reporting each other, these things happen. And the other thing is with social media is a lot of it is pay to play now. So you could have, I don't know, 10,000 subscribers on your page, but it might only show it to 1,000 of it. So how can you reach all of those people without paying? Kind of without paying, but you know, do you know what I mean? Without boosting your post. And another reason to have a list of all the email addresses of your readers is one of the retailers could close down, or they could ban your account, or something could happen where your books aren't available. I recently saw someone just have her book removed off Amazon because Amazon decided there was inappropriate content in it. Now I've actually read that book and it's just a normal fantasy book, fantasy paranormal romance book. There wasn't anything that I've read any different into any other book, so who knows, but these things happen. And how do you let your readers know? If your Facebook goes, or your Amazon goes, or your Barnes & Noble, how do you contact your readers? And that's having an email list. And to have an email list, you need email addresses. So this is where your reader magnet comes in, so that you can contact them directly. And I don't mean in some creepy stalker way where you just constantly buy my book, but you have this contact point with them. And another thing about an email list, and I would always advise getting an email list way before you publish your first book. Have it be the thing that you build up as you are writing your very first book, but it's never too late to start one if you've not got one, because we can write the best books in the world and have it beautifully formatted, edited to within an inch of its life, and the most magnificent, beautiful cover going. And then you can go and publish it to all the retailers, and then what? Like, okay, yep, you can put it on your Facebook and you can put it on your TikTok and this, that and the other, but you need something where you can be direct with your readers, and this is where your email address comes in. You can then, when I publish a book, and my co-author publishes his book, the next thing we do is send that link out to our email subscribers. And there's about 5,000 or 6,000 on ours, and you know, that's 5,000 or 6,000 potential sales straight away on day one, which boosts you up the charts. So having an email address, it's just this thing that you really need to do. And you ask any experienced author and they will tell you that that's one of the things you need to do. I mean, and there's no better time to get them. Right now, straight away, go and get it, whether you've written your first book or haven't, or on your 10th. So why a reader magnet? So how many times in the mail do you get little cards with sachets of things on it? So it might be a new flavour of mayonnaise, like Hellmann's or Heinz or whoever mail shot you, and they give you 2 sachets of this single serving mayonnaise. Or, I don't know, Finish dishwasher tablets. Get a new tablet. So what they do is they send you out a couple of those tablets, give you a voucher or a coupon if you're in America to go and purchase. You get 30% off your first purchase, etc. But they give you this sample for free. And their hope is that you will try their product, like it, and go and buy their products from now on. This is what you're doing with your book, with your reader magnet. You're giving them your reader magnet with the hope that they love your work, they love your writing, they love your genre, they love your characters, so that they go and buy your books. Mason and I did this with our Death Dealer series. Now, the actual series, the main narrator is Harper, who is a mortician who is in denial of her magic. The other main character is Ethan Stone. He is a supernatural bounty hunter, so think Dog the Bounty Hunter, but he's hunting illegal magical people. And our reader magnet is one of his cases. So he's been called onto a case by one of his friends, and it's where he meets Harper. So he's this bounty hunter that works for the Mages Council, and it's his job to bring in people who are using magic illegally. Now, Harper denies her magic, but there's only so long you can deny magic before it starts to come out and demand use. So it's being flagged that she's using her magic, and he spots that, and before she gets in trouble, he kind of like tries to get hold of her. And this short story of ours is this single case that he's doing, but this is where he meets Harper, and it sets it up for who she is, who he is in her life, and how they met. And we have our reader magnet out in ebook, audiobook, and paperback. Obviously the paperback is for sale on Amazon. The other two will get, the ebook is listed as free on all retailers, and the audiobook for Dead on Time will give readers a code so they can just go and download the audiobook from Audible and get that for free, because obviously people have different mediums that they like to read. So yeah, so we just provide that for them. The benefit of having a reader magnet, obviously to get them onto your email address, but the benefit to the reader is it introduces them to your world, it introduces them to your characters, it introduces them to your voice and your style of writing, and it lets them decide whether they like you or not. It connects them with you. If they give you feedback, you get to interact with them, and it's of no cost. Nobody loses anything if they don't like and just delete it and go away. It's, you know, it's no loss to them. It's no risk, should I say. So there are 4 things that you need in the reader magnet process. So obviously you need the reader magnet, but then you need an email service provider to deliver that reading magnet. You need a landing page where people can sign up and give you their email address. And then you also need a series of auto-responding emails that puts people through a reader funnel into your world. So I'll talk about those. So the email software company, off the top of my head, I can think of MailerLite, MailChimp, and ConvertKit. There's tons more out there, but they're the ones I know. I have experience with MailerLite and MailChimp. So both of those are free. I think MailerLite is your first 1,000 subscribers and MailChimp is your first 2,000 subscribers. So there's no risk to you there either. And you can just collect, once you start getting those in the thousands, you will start paying, and it's a minimal charge. It goes up the more you have. I think at 6,000-ish email subscribers, we pay about $50 a month. But yeah, that's just part of the business. Then you need an opt-in page, a place where people can sign up for your email. So that could be a page on your website, which we have. It could be a landing page. Now, MailChimp and MailerLite both provide the ability to give a landing page, create a landing page, so you can link it in your books, you can link it on your website, you can link it on your social media. There's other places like I think Prolific Works, which used to be Insta-Freebie, they give you a place to sign up. And I think maybe BookFunnel does, especially in the promotions, but that's a whole different topic. But yeah, you need a landing page. And then you need a series of auto-responding emails. So obviously you're going to have your initial one. When they sign up with an email address, it's going to email them back, say, hi, this is me, and here's the link to this book that I promised you. But then you need some follow-ups to put them through this kind of funnel, because you don't just want to start bombarding them with sales on the first day. So how we have it set is the first email sends them the book. The second email goes out maybe 3 days later, and it says to them, did you get your book? If not, here's the link again. It also invites them to email us so we can help them. The third email goes out a fortnight maybe after the first email, and that one asks them if they liked the book. We also talk a little bit about ourselves, about this world, about the characters and the stories, but mostly it's, did you like this book? What do you think of it? Here's the retailers if you would mind leaving us a review, because that helps us a lot. Thank you very much. A fourth email sends another short story to them. You know, if you like this, here's another one. And if you notice on these first 4 emails, because I think number 4 goes out around about the 5th week, but we're not doing any selling to them. We're not giving them our Amazon pages for them to leave a review. We're not telling them about the stories we have available. There's none of that, because this is just getting them into our world. It's the 5th email that we sent out, which I think is about 6 weeks later, or 4, and I'm not exactly sure because it was set up so long ago. But this one is then into who we are as authors. This is our books. This is the world. If you liked the original Dead on Time story, then this is Dead on Arrival. It's book 1. It's by Harper. Here's the blurb, blah, 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 if you want to go and get it. And, you know, that's kind of the instruction to us. And then we will move them over to our main mailing list because they're out of this funnel. And that's the email address collected. Now, I know that you will get people that will come up on the first day. They will sign up. They will get the free book, and then they will unsubscribe and read your book for free and never bother with you again. Right? It's fine. A lot of people get worked up about this, but it's okay, because they're reading your book. They may have that book on their Kindle for like 6 months, read it, and then just go off and buy the rest of the series. They may delete your book, delete your email, and never want to speak to you again. It's totally fine whatever way it happens. These things happen. You're going to get unsubscribers. Don't sweat it. It happens. At the end of the day, the people you want on your list are people who want to hear from you, because eventually you have to pay for those subscribers, so you might as well pay for the people that want to be there. And obviously the last but not least, and the most important thing in all of this, is your actual reader magnet. Now, depending on what kind of things you write, so you could be a non-fiction author or a fiction author, will depend on what you're going to give to them. Like, I see non-fiction authors go, you know, if you want this blueprint to publishing, sign up here. If you want, I don't know, if you want to learn how to do newsletters, sign up here, that kind of thing. Fiction authors give away short stories. I've seen people give away character bios, interviews with characters. I saw one author who had a lot of food and recipes in her book as the story, like I think it's a detective story, but there's a lot of cooking in this, so she gives away recipes that this character has written. And yeah, that was a really fun thing. For us personally, we just give away a short story, novella, but it's whatever suits you. So there are a few things to consider if you're going to give away a story of sorts. And these are kind of like the 3 guides that I would tell anyone who's asking me about a reader magnet. So the first one is your reader magnet needs to either solve a problem or answer a question. So obviously if you are a non-fiction writer, it's probably going to solve a problem. A fiction writer, it might answer a question. So, you know, if you've got an established world, it could be a short story that answers a question that's not actually in the main story, but feeds into it like a side story. Maybe something about a side character. Ours answers the question of, how did Ethan and Harper meet? How did he find her? Because obviously he's a bounty hunter, but he didn't find her as a bounty hunter. He found her by accident, and that's what this story is for. So it needs to answer the question. And obviously, as I said before, she's like an illegal magical, and her magic is coming out. So this is the hook of our series. And so, you know, it all feeds in together, and that's what you needed to do. And the good thing about this kind of reader magnet is new to us readers who've never read our world could read it. And it's like an introduction to Ethan and Harper. And people who have already read our world can also read it as like an extra to the series, like a bonus for them. The other thing is it needs to be representative of your work. So if you write historical romance, it would be pointless to write a reader magnet that is a space opera military sci-fi. So you're trying to gather emails addresses for readers who will read whatever your main genre is. So your reader magnet needs to be representative of you. There's no point giving away a short story you wrote 10 years ago that doesn't relate to anything you're doing now, because you're trying to get readers to into your world, to buy your books, to be a supporter of you. And if the reader magnet doesn't match your business, then it's just not going to work. You're going to just lose people and they won't be interested in what you're emailing them about. So the last part of a reader magnet is it needs to be a complete story. There is no point in like posting up a couple of chapters and putting at the end a cliffhanger and saying, if you want to find what happens, go and read book 1. While it can be really tempting to do that and sound fun, readers don't like it, and they will most often delete that book, never bother with you again. You need to give them a short story or a novella or something that's complete. Even give them away your first book if you've got, loads of a backlist. It needs to have a beginning, middle and end. It needs to be satisfying to your readers. If it's not satisfying, if you're going to play with the cliffhangers, they're just going to go. You might keep some, but you will have a high exit rate. So, yeah, don't do that. And I suppose one big question would be, how do you distribute a reader magnet to readers? How do you get people? So we have a link in the back of our books for people to get it. We have a link in the front of our books for people to get it. So when they do that look inside, they can see there's a free book if they want to take a chance on us. We have asked Amazon to list it for free. It's free on Barnes & Noble, free on Kobo and all those things. We do newsletter swaps with it. We've signed up to Story Origin, which is a swapping thing. You share someone else's book, they'll share yours. People can get it for free. We're on BookFunnel, who delivers the book to our potential readers. We do promotions and swaps there. So we do put a lot of effort into like free promotions for this reader magnet. We have a small Facebook ad. I think it's like $3 a day. That's kind of like, do you want a free book? Sign up to my email list. And we get a good response out of that. And it's really cool when you can see people have obviously got that book and then they've like bought all the other books after. It's great. Yeah, and I think that's it that I can tell you about reader magnets. But you need one. Whether you are brand new, not reading your first book or whatever, you need to get one. So I hope this is helpful to you, and I hope it explains what reader magnets are and why you need one. If there's anything I've missed or anything else or you just want to ask a question, pop it down in the comments and I'll try and answer that for you. But other than that, yeah, reader magnets. I shall see you in my next video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, give that notification bell a good old smash, and yeah, ring that bell, and I will see you later.